Hello, I know you've been wondering how I actually created that in Figma. Yeah, I shared this on LinkedIn and other folks actually reached out requesting for the full tutorial on how I made that in Figma. I'm going to be sharing my step-by-step guide on how I actually came up with that prototype in Figma. And if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Now I'm going to be showing you how I actually created this in Figma. This is going to be a step-by-step guide, and I'm going to be creating every process all the way to the finish. So please don't skip the video, and if you're hungry, make sure to grab something to eat. Now, just this is the screen that I created. This is the home screen, and I've actually brought out this screen. It's iPhone 16 Pro Max. So if you're wondering how I actually brought this thing out, just go to frame and hit the screen size that you want. I always recommend using the screen size of the phone you're using. So if you're using iPhone 13, please go for iPhone 13. If you're using iPhone 14, please go for iPhone 14. And if you're using iPhone 16 Pro Max, please go for iPhone 16 Pro Max. So in this case, I will be using iPhone 16 Pro Max. So this just came out, so I'm going to be deleting it because I already have one here. So I'm just going to give it a full corner radius of 30. Then we're going to move this here because this is just a status bar. If you want to get this status bar, I've actually made a video on how to create your status bar. But if you want to get it, go to Figma template, previously Figma community, to get this status bar. So I'm just going to copy this and paste here. Make sure that this is actually stretched to this very point, end to end. So once that is done, I'm going to show you how I created this easy move and the logo. So this icon, I actually got it from Iconify. So if you don't have Iconify, you can actually go and download it from Figma plugin. So I'm just going to search for delivery. Okay, yep. So that's the image here. I'm just going to drag it out. Now the easy move is just simple text I actually wrote, and this icon was also gotten from Iconify. So I'm just going to also go back and bring that icon again. Bell icon. So here it is. Just put it out. Now I'm just going to go to text, then type easy move. So the font name is Inter, and I'm going to increase this to 20. So once you place it together, you just add auto layout just on this one. Make sure it's centered, and I'm going to change everything there to white. And I've actually created these variables, my color variables. So if you're new to Figma and you don't know how to create your color variables, just head to this place and you will see an empty state. Then you click on create variable, then colors, then start naming your colors: white, black, orange, blue, red, all this kind of stuff. That's just how that was created. But if you're wondering how I actually made this, you need to go back to some of my videos where I actually taught you guys how to create Figma variables. Going to duplicate. No, I'm not going to duplicate this. I'm just going to put this here, then select the two and add auto layout. So once that is done, just going to give this a name, and I'm going to call it header. Oh, sorry, everything white here, you need to change it to black. Then this should be black. Oh, sorry, this should be black. Yeah. So once that is done, just push this here, and I'm also going to push this here. Stretch this all the way to the top. Get this here. Then I'm going to give 16 as the padding. So once that is done, I'm actually going to give 20. Yep. So this image is actually gotten from Freepik. So if you're wondering where I actually get all my images, is freepik.com. So you go to freepik.com, you're going to see a bunch of images you're going to use. Some of them are not free. I'm on a premium account, so if you search for anything delivery, so you're going to see all the images that has to do with delivery. I work with Freepik a lot, so all the images that I use most of the time is just from Figma or Pinterest. So I'm going to go back to the design, then duplicate this and move it right here. Then this part was I'm going to recreate it immediately. So we're going to have where are you moving to? And 2. So set this to be black. What's the text size on this? 20. So what's the text size on this? 20. Makes sense. So now the next one I'm going to create is the peacock. I'm going to reduce the text size to 14. Then remove this from bold to semi-bold. I think it's high time we just moved this inside here. Then I'm going to just duplicate this one, press Ctrl D, and just say enter peacock address. So now I'm just going to set this to medium. Then the color, I'm going to change the text color to something that looks like a placeholder. So we're going to add auto layout to it. I'm actually using, I think, 50 and a corner radius of 10. Then I'm going to use a fill button, fill white, then add a stroke. Then the stroke color that I'm using is gray. So I'm going to have this shift here, then align this to this very point, change this to 16, and we've added a stroke to it, but it's not coming out. We're going to use 200. So once that is done, I'm going to just stretch it to any point that I want. So duplicate this and call this select floor. So I'm just going to change this to 12, and it's going to be full black color. Then add auto layout to it. Now I'm going to set this to fill. The height is going to be fill, not hog. Then for this, I'm going to just change this place to auto so it goes end to end. Now for this, I'm going to add 300 to it, then expand this a bit. Now add 8 as the corner radius. So we're going to reduce this to 5. Yeah, makes sense. Then the end here also reduce to 5. I'm going to click this to open it, then set this to 5. So it looks something like this. Now the next thing I'm going to go to, we might as well just set this to hog, then give 16 as the padding inside. So now I'm going to get this icon. If you want to get this icon, just go to Iconify and search for it. So if you want to get the exact icon, you can search for salt. So just go to Iconify and search for salt, or use anything that, look at it here. So once that is done, I'm going to reduce this to 10, not 16. Much better. Then this going to be 5. So at the end of the day, we have something that looks like this. Let's check what we have here. Is it okay? 6 and we have 10. So 6 and 10. So I'm just going to change this to 6. It doesn't really matter anyway. It's just 1 pixel difference. So once that is done, we're going to select this and select this. Hold your control and shift button and just select, or if you're using Mac, you're going to hold the shift and the command button. So once you've done that, just add auto layout. And for this, I'm going to also add another auto layout to it, then just give 10 as the pattern, so it stays like this. That's why you're seeing this is not aligned. So now I'm going to just duplicate this and have it here. So I'm just going to call this drop off. So ideally, this is what you should do. So once you've done this, so for the sake of people that are just trying to learn Figma, so if you're working on it in a company, or you're working on a live project, what you need to do is just to make this a component. I'm going to make this a component. I can just create a variant of it, so just to create different states of it. So if you're typing, it looks like this. I'm going to set this to full block. Then this button will be highlighted. This stroke, sorry, will be highlighted. So now we have this pick up. Don't change anything, please. So I'm just going to call this input field. So come here, select this and change it from property to input field. Then we'll call this we just leave it at default. Then the second one, active. So once I'm done, I'm just going to hold my option button, alternate button if you're using Windows, and bring it out. So just drop it here, take this off. Now we'll have our component. In case we want to make any changes, we just go to this point and make the changes. So I'm going to duplicate this and have this one here. Then now it's time for us to change this to drop off. Enter drop off address. So once I'm done, I'm now going to select everything and add auto layout. So once that is done, I'm going to also add an auto layout on this and just change this to 10. So have this stationed here. You're going to get it a field. Now we're not going to be using a variable because I've not defined this, but I can actually add it. So I'm going to leave it at white, then reduce the opacity a bit. So now if you want to add this, you just go to this point and just add it. So we're going to give this maybe transparent 1. So you've created that variable, just close it. So if we want to reuse it, look at it here. So you can actually find it here, transparent 1. So if you have multiple libraries, just please make sure to define the library you want it to go into. Now I'm going to stretch this, and now this is on field. We're going to just give 16 and 16 also. Then we're going to give a full corner radius of 16. So we have, at the end of the day, we have something that looks like this. Just stretch it this to this point and to this point. Make sure it's centered. Now we're going to go to effects and add the effects that we want. But if you don't want to be doing this all the time, the ideal way to do is just to define the style first. Look at it. I've already defined this one, so I'm just going to add style. So effects. So the effect we want to add here is actually going to be background blur. So we'll leave this as background blur. So now I'm going to set this to 20. And once I'm done, I'm just going to say crystal. So select this because we want to be using this more often, and that's why I'm actually doing this. So now I'm going to go to effect, click here and select it, background blur. So it blurs out the background completely. There is this effect that I actually added here. So this is what I did. Went here, selected this rectangle. Then I'm going to place this here. Then I'm going to push this to the back, then push this to the back. Now for this, I'm going to just go to this linear, select this place to be white. Then for this one, because we've not defined this, I'm going to set it to white and just push it like this. So once you're done, just bring this out and push this up. So that way you will have something that looks like this. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to define our button. So just create the button and I'm going to say continue. I'm going to set this to 16, set this to semi-bold, and then I'm going to call this, I'm just going to set this to 45. This is going to be green, but it's going to be linear green. So let me see if I actually define the color. The two, okay, just one green that I actually defined. So this one I'm going to just pick from here. So this is going to be white. Push this inside here, and I'm going to set it to fill, then just 10. So yeah, this is just the hard lift. Then the same procedure how I actually created the icons. Just go to Iconify, bring this in, bring the icon, just label the icons and just put it. So just because I want to run fast, I'm just going to copy this and paste it here. Then we have history. So history is just basically the same thing, just going to copy it and paste it here. So once that is done, I'm just going to push this down. So I'm going to show you what is inside history. So if I open this, so select these two, and this, and this. Select this. There's no background color on this. I'm just going to. Then this one, there's no fill option on it. I'm just going to fill it. So select these two and add auto layout. Now these two is together. So this, I'm going to go to prototype and set it to fixed. So it's already at fixed. Then this one, I'm going to also set this to be fixed. So this thing is that I don't want them to move. So select the background here, the whole stuff here, go to prototype and just say scroll vertically. So now the next thing I'm going to do is just to preview this and see what it looks like. So we have the image here. So when you're scrolling, you see that the top and the bottom is actually fixed, right? So the reason why you see this moving around is because we've not actually, we're using the wrong size. So this is iPhone 16 Pro Max. Let's check what we're using, the phone size. Go to phone settings, and I'm going to just check 16 Pro Max. What's the size of this? Go to design, and this is 440. So we're going to make sure that this is 956, get this 956 and 440. So yeah, preview again and see. Okay, so here tend to be dancing, so it means that something is off here. So I'm going to select the whole of this place, and I'm going to check. So you see the width is mixed, so there is something that actually off, that is more than what it should be. So what I'm going to do now is to select everything here and actually make an auto layout. So I'm just going to add an auto layout. Then you see this background, you can actually make it to be absolute, because if you add an auto layout to everything here, it's definitely going to mess up everything. So I'm going to add an auto layout so you see it. So it's going to mess up everything. I'm going to align everything straight, then check if there is this one. I'm going to now make it absolute, and for this it's just so I'm going to go back, so we don't need to do that, and let's preview again. Oh, sorry. So it's okay, it's fixed now. So now I'm going to just push this out, and now the second screen that we're going to be creating is this particular one. So I'm just going to bring it up. I know some of you that have actually mastered this stage would probably be waiting for me to just go to the prototype straight up, but I'm just kind of taking my time to explain everything that actually went down this place. So for this, I'm going to be recreating this screen. So also go to 16 Pro Max. We are going to be having, so the same thing that we actually did here. So this is going to be 30, sorry. The same thing we actually did here, that is what we're going to do here. So I'm going to also recreate this. So copy this and paste here. So the next thing I'm going to do is just the back button. You can actually get that from feather icon. So here you say search for an item. This is supposed to be 14, and this is going to be medium. The search icon, let's just go and bring it out. So now I'm going to be using feather icon, and I'm going to search for search icon. Look at it here. Then the next thing I'm going to look for is back. Oh, sorry. I'm just going to, okay, look at it here. So just click on it, it will come out. Now just position it where you want it to be. Then this also gets where you want it to be. So what I'm going to do now is just to stretch this and push this here. So for stretch this and give 16, and I'm going to be giving it a fill, then a full corner radius. Then this is going to be 50. Now select the whole of this and add auto layouts. Make sure this is centered, and we're going to just stretch this to this point. This should be filled. So we have something that looks like this. Get it to this point and open up. So make sure that end to end is 16. We can actually reduce this from 50 to 45. I think that's what I actually use. Okay, I use 50. So I'm going to set it back to 50. Then this gap here is supposed to be 8. This icon, I'm going to reduce the size to 18. The reason why I clicked here is because I want the width and the height to reduce. So select the vectors inside, and I'm going to use just 1.5. Select the black, everything that is black inside, and just make it to be this color. So, just this. So it's just going to look like this. So the next thing that I'm going to do is just to add a shadow to it. So what we're going to do now is just to select this and add auto layouts. Make sure you add a fill on it. Then we're going to add a drop shadow. Set this to 20. I don't like my drop shadow being too obvious. I'm just going to reduce the opacity to 5. So that's how you actually come up with clean designs. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to select this place, and I'm going to set this to gray 100. Now, I think the first thing we should do is just to create this carton, because this carton was actually created in Figma. So how I'm going to create it is I'm going to go to this place. The first one is to draw this box here. and I'm going to select the exact color that I used here. So this is what I did. I used linear, then added another one here, so sorry, I'm going to delete that. Select this, go to color picker, and I'm going to pick this one. Then select this one, go to color picker, I'm going to pick the darker parts. Then select this one, go to color picker, and pick this one. So at the end of the day, you have something that looks like this. Then this one, we're going to lighten it up a bit. Then for the middle part, I'm also going to lighten it up a bit. So yeah, we have step one. So step two, I'm going to duplicate this one, and we have something that looks like this. Then double click on it and bring this side out. Then also bring this side out. So once it's like this, the next thing I'm going to do is just to add a corner radius of 5. I'm going to reduce it a bit. Then the same thing with this one. So your eye engagement needs to actually be very cool for you to gauge what it should be. So I'm going to increase this. Now the next thing we're going to do is just to select this. We're not going to be leaving it like this. I'm going to go back to linear, just one. Select this middle one and delete it. Delete it. Now we're left with 2. So select this one, go to color picker, pick the lighter version. Then this one, go to color picker and pick the darker version. So we have, at the end of the day, we'll have something that looks like this. That is like this carton, these parts, we need to actually get it to be something like this. Much better. So the next, you see a heavy drop shadow here. I'm going to add drop shadow. Then I'm going to change this to 40. And I'm going to set this to 30. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is now to duplicate this one, duplicate it, bring it to this very point, and increase it, get it to this point. Now I'm going to double click on it and bring this down. Do the same thing, duplicate this one, take it to this very point. Make sure it's at the back, please. Make sure this is at the back. Then I'm going to flip this around. So check the size of this one. The width of this one is 55, and also this one is 55. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to remove the corner radius on this one. Just set it to 0. Now we're going to create this one, duplicate it. I think this is too big. I'm going to reduce it. So we remove this. Now we're going to duplicate this one, bring it somewhere here, and flip it around. So this width of this one is 35.5. I'm just going to say 35. Then this one, the same thing, 35. Yeah, correct. So this one, I'm going to duplicate it again, send it to the back, and raise it up a bit. Remember, you also need to remove the corner radius. So at the end of the day, we'll have something that looks like this. Now this is looking more like a carton, but there is something that we need to do. I'm going to add a shade here, and I'm going to also add a shade here. So select these two, and change I'm just going to select one, and I'm going to just change the direction of the flow of this so it looks like it's an empty stuff. Then do the same thing here, move this to this point. Yeah, so you see the difference. It now looking like as a proper open carton, sorry. So the next one I'm going to do now is this particular one that looks like this. So I'm going to use this one. So the reason why I'm reusing this stuff is because I don't want to do the color thing again. So get it to this point. Now look at what I did here. I'm duplicating this one. I'm going to open it like this. So you may want to remove the corner radius first, set it to 0, then double click again and set this to this very point. I'm going to do it again. So we have something that looks like this. Then this one, we're going to close out on it. So at the end of the day, you have something that looks like this. So the same thing, we're going to do it on this other side. So reduce this a bit. So for this, I'm just going to give 2 as the corner radius. Oh, 2 is too much. I'm just going to use 1. Yeah, 1 is much better. So now you remember that this is now looking as if it's blended. So we're going to just use delete 1. So I'm just going to delete this one. Then move this to around here. Yeah, so I'm going to duplicate this and have it somewhere here, then face it to this point. So now it's looking like a proper open carton. That's how I actually created this in Figma. So the next thing we're going to do is just the same thing, the easy move. I'm going to select this and this, duplicate it. You can actually use your any name that you want. I won't encourage you to use easy move because by the time you share this, they already know the original source. So just change the name. Yeah, so we have this like this. So the next thing I'm going to do now is you can either have look at this. I need to push it up. The same thing with this one, push it up. Yeah, so our curtain actually looks much better here. So I can actually increase this to 10. Yeah, much better. So you can leave this thing like this. You can actually add this stuff. I use the Figma brush to make this thing look like this. So this is what you're going to do. 10, I'm going to use 10, and I'm also going to use 10. Then the next thing, just add a stroke to it, then 10 as the corner radius. We're going to use this dark brown. Then set this to 2, and once this is open, you can just go to this place and you can just go to this place, go to dynamic, let me just bring it closer. You can see how it looks. You can go to brush. So this is how it looks on brush. You can just select different brush that you want, or how you just want this thing to look like. So I'm just going to pick this one, and I'm going to close this one. So it looks something like this, just similar to what we have here. So just make sure that this is set to 5 because it's too much. Then the corner radius is just somehow 5. Then I'm going to select everything here, and you will leave it like this. So don't do anything to it. The next thing I'm going to do now is to just give it this shadow to make it look as if it's just sitting on something. So go to this fill, set this fill to radio. So I'm going to select this. I just wish Figma will have a way to drag this thing up here. Just add like some button here so we can actually drag this thing up. We don't have to do this all the time. So I'm going to select this, and so you see what I'm doing properly. Then this one, I'm going to set it to white. So have this somewhere here. I'm going to set it to black, and we're going to just make it reach one side and leave out this side. Then the next thing you're going to do is to go back again, select this, and adjust a bit. Then for this one, just set it to 100. Going to increase this a bit. So now it's looking as if he's sitting on something. So I'm going to also go back and increase this a bit. Yeah, much better. So the next thing I'm going to do now is just recreate this stuff. So where I actually got this is from Figma Iconify, the icon bed, and this I've already told you guys how I got it. So I'm just going to copy this, the same procedure we used in creating this one. So I'm just going to copy this, and I'm going to paste it here. Make sure it's sitting right in the middle. Then this is literally the same thing that I did, but I'm going to show you guys how I recreated it, because I created 2 options. So the next thing I'm going to do, what I'm going to do now is just to add this eclipse, then reduce this. What's the size that I used here? The size that I used here is 36. So I'm just going to change this to 36. So I'm just going to write this. So what I'm going to write here is just label, because we are going to make it a component. Set this to black, select these 2 and make it auto layout. The label is 14. This is also 14. Much better. So this plus icon, I'm going to bring it out. I got it from Iconify, or you can also get it from Feather Icon. So what I did here was to place this here, then I'm going to add an auto layout to it. So make sure that this is set to auto. Then we're going to just use 16 and white. You can add corner radius, but you're definitely not going to see it here. So now I'm going to stretch this to this very point. Now we're going to create a component. So it's time to delete this. Create a component. I'm going to tag this row. Then create, add another one. Change this to row. Then we're going to call this row 2 and row 1. So for the row 2, what we're going to do now is to duplicate this. select this and this, select this and this, this and this. So I'm going to see it here, select it, then add auto layout. Now that that is done, I'm going to bring them together. Now I'm going to write 1 and add inside. So if you stretch it, look, see how it looks. Now this is going to be minus because we have 1 here. So this one, okay, it's 14. I'm going to leave it at 14. Then the next thing I'm going to do now is to add another row. So this one is supposed to be 2, or you can just leave it like that. Let's just leave it like that, but let me explain what I actually mean. So gist will be 2. Then the next thing I'm going to go to and do is to go to Iconify and look for trash icon. Then I'm going to pick this one. I'm looking for the exact one that I used before. That's what I'm actually looking for, but I can't find it here. Okay, I think we're good with this one. So to use this, we make sure you set it to the same size with this one. This is 22, so I'm going to set this to 22. Then bring it to this one. I'm going to set this to 20. Yeah. So the idea behind this is, if you add 1 item, it's just going to be 1. So you can just click on delete to go back. If you add 2 items, you just minus the first one and get to this one. Then you delete if you want to delete and get to this one. So now we've done this. So I'm going to duplicate. I'm just going to bring this one out. Then take this to this very point. Remember to arrange your stuff properly. So we're just going to leave it there. So most times if I'm designing, what I do is just to take this to one corner of the screen, go to this point and just collect section. I'm going to select everything and just call this component. You can just lighten it up. Yeah, so that's it. So now we have the first one, the row 1, row 2, and row 3. So the next thing we're going to do now is just to place it inside here. So we're going to place it inside here. Just because of usability issues, we are not going to take it to the end. We're going to leave this halfway just to actually signal to the users that you can actually swipe horizontal. That's what I'm trying to achieve here. So I'm just going to duplicate this. Duplicate. All right, then we're going to have it like this. So select everything here and add auto layout. Now I'm going to set it to few. Then add 10. So that's it. And we're going to have padding between the, so make sure it starts here. So the first one, you're going to label it. Now there's something that I actually did that you can actually do. If you don't want this image, you can actually remove it. So this is what I would do. Select this, go to main component, come here and select and just call this, go to this place, the plus icon, and say show image. Hit enter. Then do the same thing on this one. Tie it to this one. So we're just going to, we're creating the property of this stuff. So now if I come here and say, oh, I don't want image, I can just turn it off and it looks like this. But just because we want the image, we're going to leave it like this. So the next thing we're going to do is just to duplicate this. And place it like this. So I'm just going to select the whole of this and add auto layout. Now make sure that this is 440 because that's the width, and I'm going to place it on the center. Then I'm going to add 16. You can also, once you're done, you just select these two and add auto layout. Stretch it to this point and set, or you can just leave it at the top. We're going to use 20 to push it down. So we're going to set this to org. Now we have this is the content clipped, clip contents. This one is a clipped clip contents. Now remember, we need to add a drop shadow to it. I'm going to add effects. So we've defined this drop shadow. I'm going to use this one. So if we want to make any changes to that, you just see it here. You go to this place and come to this place, 2010. I'm going to use 7. So the same way if you want to create one. So I'm just going to set this to 25. So that's it. So if you can select this one, also come here and add drop shadow. So now we have 2, we're going to have 3. So now we have 3. So everything is set to fill. The next thing we're going to do now is we are gradually coming to an end. I'm going to set this to single bed and mattress. So just for speed, I'm going to just copy this one and paste. Copy and paste. Copy and paste. Copy and paste. Now select this one, go to center. We're going to just copy the same thing. Chest of drawers, copy and paste. Copy and paste. Copy, paste, copy, paste. So we're just going to leave it at 2. Okay, let me just finish it up. So I'm just going to get to the third one, then get to this place, side table, paste, copy, paste, now once you're done, just go back. So now we are done with this. We're going to now go and fill it with images that is inside here, but I'm just going to show you how to add the images. So you go on search on Pinterest and you're going to see you just search for bed, open this one, just copy and come here, select it and paste. So that's how I actually created this. So you're going to do that and fill all these empty eclipse with images. So I'm going to just do that. There's another way to actually do that. Go to Unsplash and we can just type bed. I think this would be much more easier. Select this, king size mattress, select this and search for wardrobe. So just fill it with this and this. So select this one, and I'm going to remove this and get to the center, then drawers. Select. I'm just going to fill this with the resting table. Just look for this one and just put it in. Select this one and just look for television. You just put this. So I actually missed this. So this is supposed to be Bluetooth. So select this and just search for, just put any random thing there. Just going to add this. Then get to the last one, bring it out again on splash. So I'm just going to search for table. Standing mirror. This I'm going to use for table lamp. Mirror. Table mirror. Then the last center table. Yeah, so we're done with the images. We are done filling the images. So I'm going to go back to the initial state where I was. I'm going to show you how the first one came in. So this is the first one, this one. So you can actually recreate this from what we've done. So I don't need to actually create this again. So I'm just going to duplicate this, but I'm going to show the prototype on how this was actually brought in. So go to prototype. We're going to remove every interaction in it. Every interaction in it is out. So now the next, what I'm going to do is to select, okay, I think I have two of these. This is where we duplicated from. This is the new one that we created. So we're going to have this here and have this here. So the first interaction we're going to be creating is this. So select this, because the reason why I created this way, okay, we have this interaction that is there. So I'm just going to, I think it's very important to let you know my thought process on how I actually created this thing this way. It's just going to be easy. Now, if you're looking to back out and you just finish selecting your pickup, your drop off point, and you just click on continue. Now we're going to ask you to add all the items that you have. So ideally, we've added everything that we feel that needs to be in your house, or that we think that would be in your house. So we've actually done it here. We've added all of this. The bedroom, you see all the list of items that is going to be in the bedroom. The living room, you're going to see the list of items that are going to be on the living room. Then just like that, the dining, you see all the list of items that is in the dining. But if you don't want to go to this stress, because we're just trying to make it look so fun, a lot of people are just busy. To cut it down this stress, you can just go to search for items and you search for a particular items that you're adding. Once you just search it, it comes up, you just add and it comes into your carton. So this is just like I said that the inspiration that I got, the place that I got this inspiration from is when I was just taking a stroll last week Sunday. I saw a couple packing out and this thing just flew to my head. I said, what if we just replicate this thing and put it into an app? It's gonna make sense. So I decided to try it out, and this was results. So now I'm going to link the prototype to this one. So once I click here, now this is what happens. Once I click, it's supposed to be action open overlay. So something happened here. So I need to close this interaction. Every interaction just should go. Every interaction on this one should also go, because I duplicated it. That's why you're seeing it. So if I pick this here and I would say on tap, I'm going to call this action and say open overlay. Now, how do I want the overlay to open up? So the next thing I'm going to do is to say bottom center. We want it to come from the bottom. Now close when I click the outside, close when I click the background. Then this background is going to be 25% opacity, so we'll be able to see something that is on the background. Now it's not going to be instant, it's going to be move in. Now which direction should it move in from? It should move in from here. Now the next thing is, how do we add an interaction? How do we want the movement to look like? We're going to say gentle, and that's it. So once we're done, we close it, select this, and I'm going to open this thing up. So when we click here, this comes up. That is the interaction we gave. This is the 25% opacity that we actually highlighted. This thing coming from the bottom is what that arrow that we clicked that was pointing out the direction we wanted to come in. I'm going to show you guys. So just to explain what happened, this is the direction that I'm talking about. So it comes in, it should move in. The action was to move in. It's not instant. If it's instant, it will just drop. It will not make sense. So this is what it looks like when it is set to instant. So he said it doesn't make sense. This is not the ideal movement. Now I'm going to go back again and change it from instant to move in. Now the move in is supposed to be this direction because it's a modal, it's a bottom modal. Don't make it to move from the right or the left or from the top, depending on the action that you want users to take. I've seen a lot of designers make this mistake. Please, if you want to use this to sell yourself and post it on LinkedIn, make sure you kind of add a touch of your creativity in it. Don't replicate everything that is here. Just pick the idea from here, watch this tutorial, use this thing to replicate something similar to this, add your own creativity inside it. I'll be so much happy to see it, to see you post it on LinkedIn. And if you want me to react to it or to give you feedback, there's a lot of people tagging me on the post, so I would also tell you to also tag me. If you're lucky and I say it, I'm definitely going to drop a comment and give you my feedback. Most times I always like to say positive things, just because I know we are all starting and we learn every day. So I'm just going to leave you positive feedback, but definitely look at what I'm actually creating. There's one or two things that you definitely see that is missing from your own, and constant practice would actually make you to get better. And if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I am actually pleading with you. It's not a command, it's just a plea. So now I'm going to move forward. So this is moving, this is gentle, this is 800, and the speed is going to be 800. Now I'm going to go back. That's the interaction we added here. Now there's one thing I actually failed to explain. When you click here, it goes out. Now go back here, and this is the action. So now I'm going to close this. So that's the interaction. Then if we want to add another interaction, which is going to be when we swipe this, it should go out. Now I'm going to select this, link it to this one, and say on drag, and I'm going to give it a command here. I'm going to say close overlay, and this is what it will look like. So if I'm here and I click this and I drag this out, it will close the overlay. So a lot of people actually watch my tutorial with subscribing to this channel, and that's not good. So I'm going to make a deal with you. If you subscribe to my channel, I'm going to try everything within my power to always push out tutorials on prototyping. Any prototyping you can think of. You can also make a request of any prototyping video tutorials you want on the comment section, and be rest assured that I'm going to record it and share it on this channel. And if you want to upskill yourself when it comes to prototyping, please go and subscribe to my private tutorial class that I'm going to share on the description box. Go there, click the link and subscribe to it. And if you want to follow me on LinkedIn, go and search for Kingsley Orji. If you finish the tutorial and want to replicate it, my name is Kingsley Orji. If you want to tag me for feedback, let's continue. That's just the interaction there. So now I'm going to go forward again. I'm going to close this to the point where everybody's actually waiting for. If you actually close this, if you're going to add a trigger to it, when you click on this close, what happens? So we're going to go back again and add what happens there. Select this and say on top, I'm going to just change this to close overlay too. So when you come here, preview and click this, click on this, it closes overlay. Now there's one important part that I didn't actually cover on this tutorial, and I'm going to cover it real quick. So this is just a button that I created on, I think is one of those components. I'm just going to detach it. I'm going to bring it out, bring the two out. Then this one I'm going to set it to variant 2. So these just two behaviors. Look at what happens here. If I click here, you see what happens here. So you see it, what happens here. What I did there was just to add a trigger option that say, while pressing, I want to see that action. This is just to signal to the users that you've actually carried out an action on this button. So the way to actually create that, I'm going to detach the instance of this, detach the instance of these two, select these two, and I'm going to come here and create component set. Now this is going to be the default one. Come here, go to prototype. I'm going to remove this stuff that I added here. Then select this and add it to this one and say, while pressing, instant, please, not smart animate, instant, let it show this. So this could be anything. You can just bring out this one, and when you pull it to this place, come here and delete this one, so you will see the action that actually took place. Now, oh sorry, so okay, yeah, if you pull this up, now if I click this, you see it actually comes up. It doesn't stay, it's just pressing, the pressing state. That's what happened. So I'm just going to close this. Now come here and just put this inside this place, so you can actually change the level. But yeah, so we can just rename this to bottom, and now to the fun part, duplicate this place. Now we want something to happen. We have a button here, so I'm going to duplicate this button. Sorry, I'm going to duplicate this button and bring it here, because that's the button we're going to be working with. So there's something that I did here, view all items. So while you're adding, you can actually view all items, view all items. Then there's this stuff, and we are going to give you 0 item. So let me check. 1 item. Okay, this is what I did. This is actually what I did. 1 item. Then we're giving you the price instantly, $40. So this is what I did. So I'm just going to delete this. Now this is going to be sitting right inside this place. Okay, I'm going to pull this out. Very important, pull this out, then make sure it's centered. Then I'm going to copy this and put it right inside here. Then I'm going to make it sit here. Then everything here, you're going to bring it forward. Sorry, there's something that I didn't select. Everything here, you're going to push it forward. Then this comes here. Then now this part, it will reduce. I will reduce it. I'm just going to scale it down a bit. just to show you the action. So now if I click this, it should give me this. If I click here, it should get me to this point. On top, now it's supposed to be smart animate gentle. Now close this. So for this screen that is being clicked on, because we clicked on this, we are going to select this and change it to row 2. An action was carried out. So this is what it should look like. Now, if this is this, I'm going to bring this one out because we added one. I'm going to bring this one out. So I'm going to take it back to row 1. Okay, yeah, we'll need this. Okay, yeah, I need it to be like this because I'm going to show you guys how the things print out. So I'm going to set it like this. Now for this one, for this row, I'm going to call this row 11. Very important, row 11. Now copy this, delete it, copy it and paste it here. This is still row 11. The names must match, otherwise your prototype is going to be something else. Now I'm going to tweak this like this, and I'm going to just increase it a bit, push it to somewhere here, set it to the back, then come here. Where is that stuff? Yeah, come to this place and set this to 0. Then come to this place again, paste that same row 11. You'll see it here, row 11. Just copy and paste, don't duplicate. If you duplicate, it's going to change this to row 12. And it's not going to give you what you want. So if you want to get the exact results, you just need to don't duplicate, please. I've seen a lot of people make this mistake. Don't duplicate, just copy and paste. For the same thing, the same screen, you want to behave a certain way. If you want it to behave differently, you can now duplicate. I'm going to show you. Now I'm going to make this look as if I'm going to turn it this way and scale it down. Now I'm going to just close this up a bit, then put it inside here. Now the next thing I'm going to do is just to take it to the back, and sorry about that, take this also to the back so it looks like this. Take this to the back, so we're going to have it like this. So this is number 1, and we need to add effect to it. Add a drop shadow and increase it to 20. Or just use the normal one we'll be using, drop. So this will be it. So now this is what I actually did. Go to prototype. When I click this, smart animate gentle, on top gentle, smart animate 800. Now look at the effect. So when I click this, you will see this box will move back to receive what is falling inside, and the button will come out. This is the stable state. You've not added anything. That is what I'm trying to show you here. You've not added anything, and you're trying to give this interaction that, oh, you've added something, and this is the price of what you added, and this is the number of what you actually added. Sorry for the disturbance. I'm just going to click and you see it. So okay, this is the first one. I'm going to add it. So you see it came dropped in. So we're going to go back. Let me show you guys again. So I don't, if I go back, I don't know why this is not showing. So I'm just going to select this to make sure that this is set to display, and this also is also set to display. this one is just messing around, and I don't know why. I think this is just one of those Figma's um bugs, because I can't figure out why this is not showing. So for this, because this is on, if I change it to row 2, it comes on, and if I change back to row 1, it goes out, it disappears. So I'm just going to duplicate this one real quick, copy this, paste it here, and delete this one. So we have this, because we need to put back that trigger. So we're going to redo it again. Select this and add to this one. Then on tap, Smart Animate, Gentle This. Now, when I click on this, watch what happens. Watch what happens. So if I click this, it comes in and go inside. Now the box shifted, and this one is now view all items, one item, $40. So you can just say view item. That's if it's 1. Then if it's 2, it can now be view or item. So you can just make that correction. So now I'm going to close this. Now open this. We're going to make that correction here. Go to back to prototype and on clip. So you're going to say view item. Then close. So now if you go back, if you go to this place and preview, so this is what you will see. View or item is still coming up. What kind of bug is this? I changed this to view items, not view all items. Okay, sorry, we didn't change this. View items. So now we've already fixed the issue here. I'm going to click back the content. So when we click here, when we click on this and just add, it comes in. So that is just it. So we're going to do the second one. So I'm going to show you guys how I actually did that. So for the second one, I'm going to just close this. Let's assume we want to add single wardrobe. So I'm just going to duplicate this one. Now pick single wardrobe, just duplicate it, bring it out. Now single wardrobe actually bears row. So we're going to change this to row 2. Row 22, just row 22. So we just copy this, delete it. Once you delete that, paste it on this particular screen, because that's from here, it's going to go to the next screen. So the next thing we're going to do is just to probably tweak it like this, and we move it. Don't allow it to move into any frame, just move it. It's moving out, so bring it back. It's moving inside a frame. Please be careful how you move it. You can just use your arrow keyboard, the arrow in your keyboard, sorry, and just push it up. So we're going to open this up and push it up, then send it to the back. Very important, because we don't want it to go come in front of this stuff that we have here, the list. So we're going to now set that to be 0. So now on this screen, we are going to paste it again. Look at it here. So here I want it to be like this. I'm going to reduce this, then scale this down. If you want, you can just scale it down a bit, then have it inside here. So what we're going to do now is just to make sure that this and this, we just have it right in, frame it so that it will come in front. The same thing with this one. So we're going to select this. First of all, select this because it's a frame on itself. So we're going to hold our shift and command button, select this and this, then frame them together. Just frame it. You can flatten it or you can frame it. So once you frame that, you just copy this, select this, delete, select this one, delete it, then select this one and delete. So we're going to paste it here. Paste it here. So now it's now in front here. So going forward, we'll just use this and just bring it up forward. So I'm going to just pull this inside properly so it stays like this. Now the next thing I'm going to do is just to add drop shadow so it looks like this. Now if we click on the one that we just set is single wardrobe. So on single wardrobe here, we're going to change it to one like this. So if I click on this, let it get me to this screen. So on tab, smart animate gentle, that's it. So now we're going to do, we've done this and we've done this. So I'm going to preview. So for the first one, we will have one. So now there is something that actually happened. It's not smooth. Look at it. If I click on it, you see what happens because we framed this one and this one is not framed. That's why you're seeing that issue. So we're going to select this one, copy it, come here, remove, and remove this one. So now we're going to paste it here. So because we'll kind of drag it, we're going to also place it properly. Now we're going to scale it because you try moving it, it's going to mess up your work. So we'll scale and scale again. Make sure it's covering everything that it needs to cover. Once you're done, press V for this one. I'm just trying to place it properly. So I think we have what we need. So for this particular one, we just hide it inside, or you just select this and bring it out. Then cover the same thing here, select this, open it up a bit, close it, then close to. So here, I think we're good to go. So now if I go back again, we've solved the problem. So if I go back and click here, you see it moves back and that problem has been solved. That's one thing with prototyping, because when you make a change, you duplicate a screen that you want to function as one, and you make a change on one and don't effect that change on the second one, is definitely going to not be smooth. So hence the reason why you see some of my prototype very smooth, because I always pay attention to the way I name my layers and the changes that I make on second screen or any duplicated screen that I want to behave a certain way. So if I want two screen or three screens to behave as one, anytime I make changes on one, I should also effect those changes across other screens, because I just want all those screens to behave as one screen. So now I'm going to go back and do the second one, which is single wardrobe. You see the way it comes in, because we flipped it. Remember, we flipped it anti-clockwise, I think clockwise or anti-clockwise. Then the way you flipped it, that is how it's going to fall inside the carton. So I'm going to do the third one. Then the third one is going to be something that looks like this. We're going to do it into two. So I'm going to duplicate this one. Remember, I'm not duplicating the screen that have the original one that we have hidden. So any one you have hidden, don't duplicate it, because it's going to conflict your design. Now we are going to do for this, I'm going to do chest drawers. So for this chest drawer, I'm going to duplicate it, bring it out. Now you're going to rename this. You're going to rename it probably chest drawer. I'm just going to change chest drawer. Yeah. So now we just copy it and delete it. You don't need it again. So now I'm going to just pick this one, paste. I'm going to bring it to the top. take it back. Now this one, we just want it to fall inside. That's just what we wanted to do. So what I'm going to do now is to pick again, paste it. Then I'm going to just tweak this, reduce, so it kind of falls inside. Now it has entered inside the frame. Figma always tell you it has entered inside the frame, so it's no longer inside the frame. So I'm going to go back. It shouldn't enter inside this frame, otherwise you're going to get your prototype messed up. That's why most times people actually get issues with their prototyping, because you skip my videos, and when you skip some of these videos, there's some certain things that I might have said at some point, you will miss it. So you just have to watch and watch and watch over again, so you can actually get what I'm actually doing now. So I'm kind of detecting some of the common problems that I've seen some young designers make while they post and they're trying to sell yourself. You're trying to sell yourself on LinkedIn, and everything you're doing should be close to perfection, or perfect, close to being perfect, right? So you have to be very careful how you just sell yourself out there. And one thing I would recommend is just, if it's just tacky, you're not going to get the reaction you want. And the more people react to your work, the more your work is prone to travel to the faces of clients that needs to hire you. So hence the reason why I always try to tell some of the young designers, one thing you should actually try and do often is to make sure that your work is very, very neat. Try as much as possible. Don't be in a haste to push out content or post your work on LinkedIn or post it on X. Just try as much as possible to get it right first. Once you are satisfied and you say, okay, this is very close to the video, or this is very close to the one that I've seen Kingsley actually replicate do, then I'm ready to just post and get feedback from people. Even if you don't get feedback from me, you're definitely going to get feedback from others. And one thing you should also try to do is, when you're sharing some of this work, some that are not UX friendly, just me trying to explore some of my creativity, some of the concept that flies into my head, please always let them know that this is just creative exploration, not you just coming to my DM or just coming to the comment section to criticize some of the things that I've designed. Now I'm just going to go back to what we're doing. So since this thing tried moving into the screen, into the frame, I'm going to make sure that it's not inside this frame. Just make sure it's not inside this frame. Yeah, it's not inside. So the best way to do that is to just pull it here, go by the corner and just put it inside. Now bring this and bring it forward. Now I'm going to just scale it down. So for this, it should be somehow like this. We have it like this. So once we have this thing like this, I'm going to select, go to the second one. This is the chest of drawers. Go to prototype, the same thing that we did, link it to this one and say on tab, smart animate, and all of those stuffs. Now if you want to take it back, this is what you're going to do, because this one should be able to show this. So if you want, assuming you want to cancel it, you want to cancel order, so you want to show the effect, just select this and click here. The reason why I'm selecting the whole of that is because I'm just going to select the particular one. Is most times when you're showcasing this thing on with your mobile phone, you keep tapping and keep tapping, it doesn't trigger the action. So the best option to do is just to link the whole stuff. You are the only person that knows what you actually link to trigger an action. So you should be able to just, figure that out. So I'm going to set tab, smart animate, and all those stuff. So now go back to design. So you see what I just did now. So here, if I go back to this, go to this, go to prototype, set this to scroll horizontal. Very important. Now the same thing here, set it to scroll horizontal. So now if this is scrolling horizontal, you will have something that looks like this. So we have chest of drawers. We're going to click and it falls in just right inside the box. Now if we want to remove it, it goes out. That's just what I did. So click and this one goes out. Click and this one goes out. So that's it. So now I'm going to just close this. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to make sure that this, what's the height of this? So let me just get the actual height of iPhone 16 Pro Max, 16 Plus. Okay, so I'm going to go to design, go to frame, get to 16 Pro Max. Yep. So the height is the same, and what is the height? 956,440. Yep. So this one 956,440. So I'm going to make this to be 2. So for this to be 2, what I'm going to do now is to duplicate this again, then change this one to 2. 2. Now this one is going to change to this because it's now 2. We're trying to add 2 chest drawers because we have 2 chest drawers. So the next thing we're going to do is to go back to prototype. When you click on this, when you click on plus, it should get you this on tab, smart animate, and all of those stuff. Now if we go back to design, get to this screen, find that stuff that we hid inside. We need to get it because otherwise it will not fall the way we want it to fall. So I can't find it. Okay, I think it should be on the top. So the name is row 22. We have row 22 here. So because we want to add another one, I'm just looking for it so that we can actually add it. Is it on the screen or the screen? Okay, I think it's just on the screen. No, not row 22. So we're going to look for it. What's the name? Let's look for the name here. We'll select this. And that's row 22. This is what the one we added. That's chest drawer. So we're going to select this and look for chest drawer. So once we find chest drawer, we'll just copy it and paste it on the second one and rename it. So because I can't find it, I'm actually just killing time. So what I'm going to do is to select this particular one, duplicate it, and come here, copy it, come here and paste it. Now I'm going to show you some of the mistakes that you'll be able to encounter and how you're going to solve it. So now if I take this thing up, and I'll hide it, I will make it to be 0. Now copy this and paste it here. Then set this to 100, just like what we've been doing, but I didn't know what we did now, so I just had to like now bring it here, shift this to this very point. We can actually tweak it like this. Now bring it inside here, let it stay like this. So I'm going to bring this to the front, add drop shadow. Now you've added drop shadow, we're going to just make sure that this is set properly. So once we have this, please, on this part, you need to hide this. Just set it to this. You need to hide it. So the next thing I'm going to do is to make sure that this is not row. I'm going to show you why it will not work. So if I go back to the design, preview, So this one, you remember, we added 2. So we're going to add this one. So now when this actually falls in, you would see that it's on this screen. Is on this particular screen, so it has gone past the screen. If I click on this, it's not going to go back. So let's just link this. Let's take it back to this one. So on tab, smart animate, and all those stuffs. So now if we click on this, it goes out. Then if we click on this, it goes back to the default state. Now add this, it falls in. Add this, another one falls in. So that's just it. So the next thing that I actually did was bringing up all of these things out, all the things that is inside. So I'm going to bring it out. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to duplicate this, cancel. So for this, I'm just going to hide it. I'm just going to set it to 0, or you can just delete it. Just delete it. Now for this one, so I'm going to bring it out. Make sure you are bringing you just bring everything out. Bring it out. So we're going to make sure that we set everything to 0. This one, set it to 0. This one, set it to 0. This also, set it to 0. Now we're going to use auto layout to align them properly. Select and use auto layout to align them. Now I'm going to just bring it out, bring everything out. Make sure the names doesn't change. Select everything and set to fill. Sorry guys, I don't know what happened. So we're going to increase this. Why is it? Open this. To be honest, I don't know why this thing is just misbehaving. I'm going to ungroup it. So increase this, increase this. Remember, we added chest drawers into, we added 2. This one we added 1, and this we also added 1. So now we are going to just work on this one. First of all, select this, 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 this. Okay, this is supposed to be, this is not supposed to be here. So select this, this, this. And we're going to set it to border. We're going to change this to 14. Then the image, we're definitely going to increase it. If I do reset all changes, reset instance, okay, it's going to take it back to the default. So let me just say reset instance. This also reset instance, and this also reset instance. Sorry, not detach, reset instance. So it takes it back to what it was before. I'm going to duplicate add auto layout on them. Let's first of all try if it works, then we'll just change the image. So I will show you guys how I did that thing. When you click it, it goes back and springs up. So now I'm going to just take this thing back. This, I'm going to ungroup it. Make sure it's not inside a frame. Sorry, go back again. Let's paste it. Then select and ungroup. Yeah, we have it. So once it's set, we can just change back the images. So I'm going to change this because we added, this is 1. We're also going to change this to two items. This is going to be 3, and this is going to be 4, and this is going to be 4. So at this point, we can just say this is $80, this is $70, this is $60, and this is $50. So yeah, so now let's try and see if this works this way, but that's not how I did it initially. So on tab, gentle, and other stuffs, then this one, I'm just going to leave it like that. Let's just first of all see if it works. So I'm going to open this. So this is the last screen that I was. So when you click on view items, why is it not triggering? Okay, I'm just going to go back and see on top. This is the screen. And if I click, let me check if there is any. I'm going to remove it. What sort of bugs is happening to Figma this evening? That's why I actually like using their web, using Figma on web, because here it's kind of, I think they are just having issues with this tier stuff, with this tier application. So I'm just going to detach instance, preview, then let's see. Okay, we've removed the link here. Go back to prototype, select this, and on top, smart animate. Let's see what happens. We're on this screen. Yeah, it's linked. So one is actually the one that is working. So if I go back, click on it, it's only one that actually works. So let's find out why the other ones are not working. So remember, this is row, this is row, this is row. And the reason why this is not working, because we changed the names on this. Remember, this name is row, then this one is row 22, and what we have here is row. So we're going to change this one to row 22. Right, that is number one problem solved. So this one is what, row 11. So we're going to change this one to row 11. So problem solved. Now if we go back and preview this, then come back here and click on it, you'll see what is happening. So you see, three of them now behave the way we want them to behave. To solve the issue of the image, I'm just going to copy the image here, come here and paste. Just copy random image, it doesn't change anything. I'm just going to copy random image. I think this is an ad. Going to copy this one, paste, open this one, copy, paste. Now what we added was, we added chest of drawers, we added this one. So this would be, we added 2 chest drawers. Then the next one we added was single bed, which was 1. Then the next one we added was single wardrobe. Am I correct? Yeah, single wardrobe. I'm going to copy it, then paste here. So this is 1, 1, 2. So from here you can actually edit it. I did something here, so which is continue packing and go to payment. I'm going to copy this, then remove. Don't remove it, please. Just take it back, take it inside. So what I did was just copy the other one instead of redoing it, because I've already taught you guys how to do that. So I'm going to now paste it here. So continue packing takes you back to this one. So I'm going to take this to this. So same interaction. So go to payment will take you to any payment you're going to do. I'm just going to challenge you to finish it up. So now I'm going to select this view, takes you to this. Now this screen, this frame, copy it, come here and paste it. It's going to go inside. So once it's halfway in, just drag it inside. Now we need to do something on the top because something changed. Look at this. I'm going to copy it. It's the same thing, the same pattern that we used here. So this one is going to go off. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I want this movement to be smooth. Now on this one we copied, we are going to paste it here and take it out. Yeah, that's it. So now you're going to see what would happen. So if I preview this and I click on this, you see the other one came in, this one also came in. Now if I say continue packing, it goes back. You see what is happening? Then continue packing, it goes in, continue packing, goes in. So this is how I actually created this in Figma. And if you're going to replicate this and share it on LinkedIn, my name is Kingsley Oji, in case you want to tag me. If you want to share it on X, my name is Design with Kings, if you want to also tag me there. Now if you are hoping to upskill yourself when it comes to prototyping, functional design, interactive design using Figma, please go to the description box. You will see a link there. Follow it and subscribe to my private class. Now if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please go and hit the subscribe button and be rest assured that I'm going to be pushing more prototyping tutorials your way. I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye for now.